Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about one of the most iconic films in cinematic history, E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial, and a story you may not know about how Steven Spielberg fought to protect its legacy. This isn't just a story about Hollywood, it's about artistic integrity and how one of the greatest filmmakers of all time stood up for what he believed in. Let's start with some context. E.T., released in 1982, wasn't just a film, it was a cultural event. It captured the hearts of millions with its heartfelt story about a young boy and his alien friend. The movie was a massive box office success, breaking records left and right and quickly becoming a classic. It even earned 9 Academy Award nominations, winning 4, including Best Original Score by John Williams. Its impact on pop culture was undeniable. Kids were dressing up as E.T. for Halloween, Reese's Pieces sales skyrocketed, and the movie became a beloved family staple across generations. But, as with anything that becomes a runaway success, there was immediate talk of a sequel. Studios saw dollar signs. For them, E.T. wasn't just a touching story about love and friendship, it was a franchise waiting to happen. The potential for more movies, toys, and endless merchandising opportunities was too tempting to ignore. Spielberg, however, had a different vision. For him, E.T. was a complete story. It was never intended to be part of a series or an ongoing saga. The film was designed to stand alone, and that's part of what made it so powerful. It left audiences with a sense of wonder, closure, and a little bit of mystery, which Spielberg believed was crucial to its impact. But here's where it gets tricky. Spielberg didn't have full control over the film's rights. The studio owned E.T., which meant they had the power to greenlight a sequel with or without him. And in Hollywood, when a film makes over $800 million globally, adjusted for inflation, studios don't usually think twice about exploiting its success. Spielberg had to fight hard to stop this from happening. He argued passionately with the studio, explaining that a sequel would only diminish the original film's magic. He understood that the story of E.T. wasn't just about the plot, it was about the emotions it evoked and the universal themes it explored. A follow-up, in his eyes, would risk turning a heartfelt masterpiece into a hollow cash grab. Imagine for a moment what a sequel might have looked like. There were early ideas floating around that involved E.T. returning to Earth or the government capturing him. It's not hard to see how these concepts could have shifted the tone entirely. The original film is about connection, innocence, and friendship, but a sequel might have turned into an action-packed adventure or, worse, a rehashed version of the same story. Spielberg knew this, and he wasn't willing to let it happen. This wasn't just about E.T., though. Spielberg's fight to prevent a sequel was also a statement about the film industry. Hollywood is known for capitalizing on successful properties, often to the detriment of the original work. Sequels, spin-offs, reboots, they're everywhere. But Spielberg believed in protecting the artistic integrity of E.T., even if it meant standing up to studio executives and potentially losing out on more money. His decision was bold and, in hindsight, brilliant. By resisting the urge to create a sequel, Spielberg preserved the legacy of E.T. as a standalone masterpiece. The film remains untouched, a perfect encapsulation of its time and place, and it continues to resonate with audiences around the world. Think about it, how many franchises have been watered down by unnecessary sequels? How many great films have been overshadowed by follow-ups that didn't live up to the original? Spielberg's decision ensured that E.T. wouldn't suffer the same fate. It's also worth noting how rare this kind of decision is in Hollywood. Directors don't always have the power or influence to go against the studio machine. Spielberg, however, had the reputation and the determination to make his case, and he succeeded. Looking back, his choice has stood the test of time. E.T. remains one of the most beloved films ever made. It's a movie that people continue to watch, share, and cherish. Its legacy is intact because Spielberg understood that some stories don't need a sequel, they're perfect just the way they are. So, the next time you watch E.T. and feel that emotional connection, remember the story behind the scenes. Remember that it could have gone down a very different path if not for Spielberg's vision and determination. That's it for today's deep dive into Hollywood history. If you found this story interesting, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on future content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.